I fell in love with an unconscious man who couldn't hurt me. Then he woke up, told me he'd heard everything, and kissed me like he'd been dying to for 6 months. His sister put the bullet in his head, and now she wants me dead too. McKenna had been in love with an unconscious man for 6 months. She knew how insane that sounded, but she'd sat by bed 14 every night for half a year, talking to Kwon Jae-sung like he was her confidant, her priest, her diary. She'd told him everything. Her failed relationships, her dreams of mattering to someone instead of just being useful. She'd fallen in love with the fantasy of a man who couldn't hurt her. Except 3 days ago, he woke up, and the first words out of his mouth were, "You've been here every night. I heard everything." Then he'd kissed her, devastating and claiming, like he'd been starving for her mouth for 6 months. Now, at 4 a.m, her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. "Where are you?" "Answer me, McKenna." "You don't leave without permission anymore." She should have been terrified by that possessiveness. Instead, her stomach flipped. Her pulse raced. She was in trouble. The dangerous, addictive kind. Someone pounded on her apartment door. "Kenna, please." Malik, her ex-boyfriend, the reason she'd fled New York 2 years ago. Against every instinct, she opened the door. He fell into her arms, and that's when she saw the blood. So much blood. "They followed me." His hand pressed something into hers, a flash drive. "Everything's on here. I'm sorry." He collapsed. His chest stopped moving. McKenna knelt there, hands covered in blood, holding a flash drive she didn't understand, and all she could think was, Jae-sung. Her phone buzzed. "Something's wrong. I can feel it. Answer me." She texted back with shaking, blood-stained fingers. "4th floor, doors open. Malik is dead." 2 minutes later, Jae-sung stepped inside. He was beautiful in a way that should have been illegal. Sharp jaw, dark eyes, predatory grace. All black, all lethal intensity. His eyes found Malik's body, then moved to her kneeling on the floor. Something in his expression cracked. "McKenna." He crossed the room, pulling her to her feet, hands cupping her face. "Are you hurt?" "No, he just showed up." Her voice broke. "Shh." He pulled her against his chest. He smelled like expensive cologne and danger. "I've got you." She shouldn't have felt safe, but she did. "He gave me this." She held up the flash drive. Said they followed him. Jae-sung's jaw tightened. "If they know he came here, they'll come for you next." His hands gripped her shoulders. "Come with me, please." She should have called the police, should have demanded answers, but his eyes held real fear. For her. "Okay," she whispered. Relief flooded his expression. He pulled her closer and she felt his heartbeat racing. "No one touches what's mine," he murmured into her hair. "I'm not yours." He pulled back, and the intensity in his eyes stole her breath. "Yes, you are. You've been mine since the first night you told me about your abuela." His thumb traced her cheekbone. "You just didn't know it yet." "That's insane." "Yes." His smile was dangerous. "But you're not running." She wasn't. That was the terrifying part. His phone buzzed. He checked it, and his whole body went rigid. "They're in the building. We need to move." They burst into the hallway. The elevator dinged. 3 men in black tactical gear stepped out, guns rising. Jae-sung shoved McKenna toward the stairwell. "Run!" Down the stairs, his hand like iron around hers. Behind them, footsteps thundered, shouts in a language she didn't understand. They burst outside. A black car idled at the curb. "Get in!" Jae-sung threw her inside, slid behind the wheel. Tires screamed. Bullets shattered glass as they raced into Seoul's maze of alleys. After 5 minutes of silence broken only by ragged breathing, he finally slowed. His hand found hers, threading their fingers together. "You okay?" She wasn't. Malik was dead. Armed men had tried to kill her. She'd just fled her entire life. But his hand was warm, solid. "Where are we going?" "Somewhere I can protect you." He lifted her hand to his lips, kissing her blood-stained knuckles. "Somewhere no one can touch you." "For how long?" His eyes met hers, dark and possessive. "However long it takes." She should have argued, But sitting there with her world destroyed behind her, all she could think was that she'd never felt more seen, more wanted, more essential. "Okay," she whispered. He exhaled like she'd just given him everything. The car turned into the hills above Seoul, and McKenna watched the city lights fade. No going back now. His phone buzzed. He glanced at it, and his expression went carefully blank. "What?" Dread pooled in her stomach. He showed her the screen. Unknown number. "Dr. Chen wants to see you both. She says she knows who's hunting you and why. Come alone. Dawn. The hospital rooftop." Below it, a photo of Dr. Chen, Jae-sung's neurosurgeon, standing on a rooftop, city lights behind her. She wasn't smiling. McKenna's chest tightened. Is this a trap? Probably. Jae-sung's jaw worked. But Chen saved my life. If she says she knows something... He looked at McKenna, conflict warring in his eyes. "I need to know who's coming for us, what we're really dealing with. Then we go together. McKenna, together." She gripped his hand. "You don't leave me behind, not now." Something fierce and proud flickered across his face. "Stubborn. You kissed me anyway." His laugh was surprised, almost vulnerable. "I did." He brought her hand to his lips again. 3 hours until dawn. We rest first. Then we find out what Chen knows. The car climbed higher into the hills, and McKenna tried not to think about Malik's empty eyes, the blood on her hands, the men with guns. Tried not to think about how completely her life had shattered in one night. All she could focus on was Jae-sung's hand wrapped around hers, warm, solid, claiming, and the terrifying realization that she didn't want him to let go. If you're already hooked on McKenna and Jae-sung's dangerous connection, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what happens next. Because when a crime lord says you're his, things are about to get very intense. Now, let's see what Dr. Chen knows. Jae-sung's safe house wasn't what McKenna expected. She'd imagined something cold and industrial, all concrete and surveillance cameras. Instead, she found herself in a traditional hanok tucked into the hills of Bukchon, all warm wood and paper screens, with a courtyard garden that glowed silver under moonlight. "Sit." Jae-sung guided her to a low cushion near a table, his hand at the small of her back, possessive, protective, like he couldn't stop touching her. "You need to eat something." "I'm not hungry." "You're in shock." He disappeared through a doorway, returning with a tray. Rice, soup, banchan. "Eat, please." The please undid something in her chest. She picked up chopsticks with trembling hands, brought rice to her mouth. It tasted like nothing, but she chewed anyway because he was watching her like her survival was the only thing that mattered. "Malik," she said quietly. "He came to me because he had nowhere else to go." Jae-sung reached across the table, covering her hand with his. "Malik made choices that led him to dangerous people. That's not on you. But if I'd answered when he called last week, they would have killed him anyway, and probably you too." His thumb traced circles on her wrist. "Some people can't be saved, McKenna. You taught me that." She looked up, confused. "I never said that." "You did. 3rd week you sat with me." His eyes held hers, dark and bottomless. "You were talking about your sister, how your mother tried everything to save her from drugs, rehab, therapy, prayer." His voice softened. "But you said, sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes you have to let people face their own consequences, even when it breaks your heart." McKenna's breath caught. She barely remembered that conversation, one of dozens she'd had with his unconscious body, but he remembered. Every word. "You heard all of it," she whispered. 6 months of everything. He stood, moving around the table until he was kneeling in front of her, eye level. "Your abuela's strength, your mother's sofrito, how you send half your paycheck home for Jaden's medical bills." His hands settled on her knees, warm through the fabric of her jeans. "How you came to Seoul to escape Malik, but really, you were escaping yourself." Tears burned behind her eyes. "I thought I was just talking to myself, to the universe." "You were talking to me." His hands moved from her knees to frame her face. "And I was listening, learning you, falling for..." He stopped himself, jaw working. Falling for what? The woman who made me want to wake up. His forehead touched hers, who made me believe I could be something other than what my family made me. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Jae-sung, you talked about wanting to feel something real, something that scared you. His breath was warm against her lips. Do I scare you, McKenna? Yes. Her hands found his chest, feeling his heart race under her palms. You terrify me. Good. His smile was soft, dangerous. Because you terrify me too. She kissed him before she could think, before fear could stop her. He made a sound low in his throat, surprise and hunger and relief, and kissed her back like a man who'd been starving. His hand slid into her hair, angling her head, deepening the kiss until she couldn't breathe, couldn't think, could only feel. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, his eyes were molten. Say it, he murmured against her mouth. What you practiced in Korean, when you thought I couldn't hear. Heat flooded her face. You remember that? I remember everything. Every terrible joke about hospital food, every story about Jaden, every time you told me you wished someone would see you as essential, not just useful. His thumb traced her lower lip. I see you, McKenna. All of you. So say it. Saranghae. The word felt like jumping off a cliff, like surrendering to something that would either destroy her or save her. His eyes closed briefly, like she'd given him something precious. Saranghae. He kissed her forehead, her temple, her cheek. My midnight confessor. She laughed despite everything. That's a terrible nickname. You love it. His smile was genuine, almost boyish. For a moment, he wasn't a man who'd killed to protect her. He was just Jae-sung, teasing and warm and hers. Maybe I do. She touched his face, the sharp line of his jaw, the barely there stubble. Tell me something. Something you've never told anyone. His expression shifted, going vulnerable. Why? Because you know everything about me, and I want to know you, too. The real you. He was quiet for a long moment. Then, my brother, Jae-hyun. He died 6 years ago in a car accident. His voice was careful, controlled. Except it wasn't an accident. Someone in the family wanted him gone. Oh, Jae-sung. He was the only person who ever protected me, who told me I didn't have to be like the rest of them. His hands tightened on her waist. After he died, I inherited everything. The empire, the blood, the violence, and I hated every second of it. Is that why you were going to testify? Bring it all down? Yes, I wanted to burn it all, destroy everything they built. His eyes met hers, raw with emotion. But then, someone put a bullet in my head before I could. She pulled him closer, holding him like she could protect him from the past. You're going to finish it, what you started. We're going to finish it. He pulled back to look at her. Together. Together, she echoed. He kissed her again, slower this time, tender and claiming. She melted into him, her hands fisting in his shirt, kneading him closer. When he finally pulled back, his breathing was ragged. We should rest. 3 hours until we meet Chen at dawn. I don't think I can sleep. Then we'll stay awake. He stood, pulling her to her feet and leading her to a corner where cushions were arranged near a window overlooking the city. They settled together, her back against his chest, his arms wrapped around her. Tell me about the dragon tattoo, she said softly. The one on your ribs. His chest rumbled with a quiet laugh. You really did see everything during those sponge baths. Hard not to. She felt him smile against her hair. So, what does it mean? Rebirth. Jae-hyun got it first, said we were dragons, powerful but cursed to destroy ourselves. His arms tightened around her. But you make me think maybe I can be reborn as something different, something better. You already are better. Not yet, but I'm trying. He pressed a kiss to her temple. For you, I'm trying. They sat like that in comfortable silence, watching Seoul's lights twinkle below. McKenna felt safe for the first time in hours, maybe the first time in years. Then her phone buzzed. Not her phone. A buzzing sound coming from her jacket pocket. but she'd left her phone in the car when they ran from her apartment. Jae-sung went rigid behind her. "McKenna, check your pockets." She did, and her blood went cold. A phone she'd never seen before, sleek, black, unknown number calling. "I didn't. This isn't mine." Someone planted it. His voice was tight with barely controlled fury. "At your apartment, when we were running." He stared at the phone. "They've been tracking us this whole time." The phone stopped buzzing. Then a text appeared. "I know where you are, little brother. I know what she means to you. We'll talk soon." Jae-sung's arms turned to steel around her. "We need to leave. Now." "Who?" "My sister." His voice was flat, emotionless. "Minji. She's the one who shot me, and now she knows exactly where we are." McKenna twisted to look at him. His face was carved from stone, but his eyes held terror. Not for himself, for her. "Jae-sung, get your things. We have maybe 10 minutes before she sends people." He stood, pulling her up with him. "There's another safe house, somewhere even she doesn't know about." "How many safe houses do you have?" His smile was grim. "Enough to keep you alive." He grabbed a bag from a closet, threw essentials inside with practiced efficiency. Then his hand found hers, gripping tight. "I won't let her hurt you," he said fiercely. "I promise, whatever it takes." McKenna looked at this man, this dangerous, damaged, beautiful man who'd listened to her confessions in the dark for 6 months, who'd killed to protect her, who was looking at her now like she was the only thing in the world worth saving. "I trust you," she said. Relief flickered across his face. He kissed her once, hard and desperate, then pulled her toward the door. They stepped into the Seoul night, and McKenna realized with startling clarity there was no going back to her old life. She was his now, and he was hers. Whatever came next, they'd face it together. The hospital was quiet at dawn, too quiet. McKenna followed Jae-sung through empty corridors, their footsteps echoing on polished floors. He'd texted Dr. Chen 30 minutes ago. No response, just an address, a private clinic in Gangnam. "Something feels wrong," McKenna whispered. "Everything about this feels wrong." His hand tightened on hers. "But Chen's the only person who knows what really happened the night I was shot." They reached the clinic tucked between luxury boutiques. The door was unlocked. Inside, Dr. Chen sat at her desk, perfectly composed, a glass of whiskey in one hand. Finally, Chen gestured to chairs across from her. "Sit, we have much to discuss." "You didn't answer my texts," Jae-sung said, not sitting, "because I was deciding whether to help you or run." Chen took a sip of whiskey. Self-preservation versus conscience. She pulled out a flash drive, setting it on the desk. "This contains proof that I prolonged your coma, Jae-sung. Proof that I was paid to do it." Jae-sung went very still. "By who?" "Your sister, Minji." Chen leaned back. "She paid me $2 million to keep you unconscious for 6 months. Said she needed time to consolidate power before you woke up." McKenna felt Jae-sung's hand tremble in hers before he pulled away. "You experimented on me." His voice was dangerously quiet. "Used me for research while keeping me under for money." "Yes." Chen didn't flinch. "I'm not apologizing for the research, but the money?" She pushed the flash drive forward. "That I regret. So here, evidence of everything. Use it to destroy her." "Why now?" McKenna asked. Chen's eyes moved to her, something soft flickering. "Because I watched you sit with him every night for 6 months, talk to him like he was human, not a monster." She looked back at Jae-sung. "You deserved better than what your family did to you, better than what I did." Jae-sung picked up the flash drive, turning it over. "This doesn't fix what you did." "No, but it gives you a weapon." Chen stood. "Minji is afraid of what you and Miss Torres mean to each other. You've never cared about anyone before, never had a weakness. She knows that makes you dangerous." "We're leaving." Jae-sung turned for the door. "One more thing." Chen opened a drawer, pulling out a folder. 6 years ago, your brother Jae-hyun died in a car accident, except it wasn't an accident." The temperature dropped. "What are you saying?" Jae-sung's voice was barely audible. "Min-ji had the brakes cut. I have the mechanic's confession." Chen slid the folder across. She killed Jae-hyun to secure her inheritance, then tried to kill you when you wouldn't be controlled. McKenna watched color drain from Jae-sung's face. His hand shook as he reached for the folder. "She killed my brother," he whispered. He turned and walked out before McKenna could stop him. She found him on the clinic's rooftop, staring at Seoul's awakening skyline. The folder lay open at his feet, papers scattered by morning wind. Jae-sung. He didn't turn. "I should have known. The accident was too convenient." His voice was raw, but I wanted to believe at least one death in my family was just tragedy, not murder. "I'm so sorry. Jae-hyun protected me my whole life, took beatings meant for me, told my father I was too weak for the family business." His laugh was broken. "He saved me, and she killed him for it." McKenna stepped closer. "What do you want to do?" "I want to burn her entire world down." "Okay." She moved until she was right behind him. "Then we'll do that, together." "You should run. Get on a plane back to New York." He finally turned, and the anguish in his eyes made her chest ache. "My sister is a killer. She won't hesitate to hurt you." "I'm not leaving you." She took his face in her hands. "Not now. Not when you just found out. You need someone, Jae-sung. Let it be me." His control shattered. He pulled her against him, burying his face in her neck. She felt his whole body shake with silent grief. She held him, one hand in his hair, the other wrapped around his back. "I've got you," she whispered. "I've got you." They stood like that as the sun rose over Seoul. When he finally pulled back, his eyes were red but clear. "I don't deserve you." "Shut up." She pulled him down, kissing him soft and deep. When they broke apart, she pressed her forehead to his. "Sarangi, I'm in this with you, all of it." His exhale was shaky. "Thank you." "Don't thank me yet. We still have to figure out how to take down your homicidal sister." His laugh was almost real. "True." He collected the scattered papers. "First, we find out what's on Malik's drive. Then we plan." They headed for the door, and McKenna's phone buzzed. Unknown number. Her blood went cold as she read it. "Enjoying your time with my brother? How sweet. Tell him I'll see him very soon. He knows where." Below the text, a photo of the Hanok safe house, burned, completely destroyed. "Jae-sung," she showed him. His face went carefully blank. "She's escalating." "What does he knows where mean?" "Our family estate, outside Seoul, where Jae-hyun died." His jaw worked. "She wants me to come to her. It's a trap." "Of course it is." He pulled her close, and something shifted in his expression, something possessive and fierce. "Which is why you're not coming with me." "Excuse me? I'm not risking you. We just had this conversation on the rooftop. You don't get to—" He kissed her, hard and claiming and desperate. When he pulled back, his eyes were burning. "You're mine, McKenna, mine to protect, and I won't let her touch you." "I'm not yours to command." "Yes, you are." His hand cupped the back of her neck, possessive. "You became mine the moment you sat by my bed and told me your secrets, the moment you chose to save me instead of running." His forehead pressed to hers. "I love you, and that means keeping you safe, even if you hate me for it." Her heart hammered. "You can't just watch me." But his voice cracked. "Please, McKenna. I can't lose you, too. Not after Jae-hyun, not after—" He couldn't finish. She saw it then, the terror beneath the possessiveness, the man who'd lost everyone trying desperately not to lose her. "Okay," she whispered, "but we do this smart, together. You don't go alone." Relief flooded his expression. "Together. And you stop trying to protect me by pushing me away." His smile was soft, almost vulnerable. "I'll try. No promises." She kissed him again, slower this time. Good enough. They had 3 days until Minji expected him, 3 days to prepare, and despite the danger, despite everything, McKenna had never felt more certain. She was his, and he was hers. Whatever came next, they'd face it together. McKenna woke to find Jae-sung already up, standing by the window of the Itaewon safe house. He wore only black pants, and in the morning light she could see all of his tattoos. The dragon curling up his ribs, Korean characters across his shoulder blades, smaller symbols scattered across his back. "You're staring," he said without turning. "Can you blame me?" She sat up, tucking the blanket around herself. "You're kind of ridiculously beautiful." He turned, and his smile was soft. "Real. You think so?" "I know so." She patted the bed beside her. "Come here." He crossed to her, settling next to her. She traced the dragon on his ribs with one finger. "Tell me about this one. Not the meaning, the memory." Day after Jae-hyun's funeral. His voice was quiet. "I was 28, drunk, angry, wanted something permanent to remind me he existed, that he mattered." He did matter. She kissed the dragon, feeling his sharp inhale. "And he'd be proud of you." His hand cupped her face. "You make me believe that." He kissed her, slow and deep. She melted into him, hands sliding up his chest, feeling his heart hammer beneath her palms. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, his eyes were dark with want. "We should work," he said, voice rough. "Figure out what's on Malek's drive." "Right, work." But neither of them moved. "McKenna." His forehead pressed to hers. "If we don't stop now, maybe I don't want you to stop." His control visibly frayed. He kissed her again, deeper this time, hands sliding into her hair. She pulled him closer, needing more. A knock at the door shattered the moment. They froze. "Expecting someone?" McKenna whispered. "No." Jae-sung was already moving, grabbing his gun from the nightstand. "Stay here." "Not a chance." He shot her a look, but didn't argue. They moved to the living room together. Through the peephole, McKenna saw her. A woman. Late 20s, stunning in that effortless way soul women always seemed to manage. Designer clothes, perfect hair, holding a coffee carrier. "Who is that?" McKenna asked. Jae-sung's jaw tightened. "Ji-woo, my..." He stopped. "Your what?" "My ex-girlfriend." He opened the door but didn't step aside to let her in. "What are you doing here?" Ji-woo's smile was practiced. Perfect. "I heard you were awake. Finally." Her eyes slid past him to McKenna, and something cold flickered in them. "And you've already replaced me. How efficient." McKenna's stomach twisted. "Replaced?" "We broke up 2 years ago, Ji-woo." Jae-sung's voice was flat. "Before the shooting. Because you were pushing everyone away, planning your little rebellion against the family." Ji-woo stepped forward, and Jae-sung had no choice but to back up, letting her inside. "I waited for you, 6 months, visited your hospital room twice a week." "I never saw you," McKenna said before she could stop herself. Ji-woo's eyes cut to her, sharp as glass. "Night shifts, I assume. I came during the day. When respectable visitors come..." Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "And you are?" "McKenna Torres. I'm the interpreter." Ji-woo's laugh was light, dismissive. "Yes, Minji mentioned you, the American who thinks she understands our world." Jealousy burned hot and ugly in McKenna's chest. "I understand enough." "Do you?" Ji-woo set the coffee carrier on the counter, moving with the ease of someone who'd been here before. "Do you understand that Jae-sung comes from a family that will never accept you? That his sister will destroy you to protect her interests? That being with him makes you a target for every enemy he's ever made?" "Ji-woo, that's enough." Jae-sung stepped between them, his body language protective. "You need to leave." "I came to help." Ji-woo pulled out her phone, showing him something. "Minji is planning something. A family meeting tonight. She's going to move against you, Jae-sung. And unless you have an ally inside the family, someone they trust, you won't survive it." "And you're offering to be that ally?" His voice was skeptical. "I still care about you, despite everything." Ji-woo's hand touched his arm, familiar and possessive. "Let me help. I can attend the meeting. Report back. You need eyes inside." "He has everything he needs." McKenna stepped forward, inserting herself between them. "Thank you for the warning. You can go now." Ji-woo's perfect facade cracked. "You have no idea what you're doing. Playing house with a man you've known for what? A week? While his world burns down around him?" "Longer than a week." McKenna lifted her chin. I've known him for 6 months. I know him better than you ever did. You knew him unconscious. I knew him when he was most vulnerable, most honest. McKenna felt Jae-sung's hand find the small of her back, steadying. I know what he's afraid of, what he wants, what he's willing to sacrifice. Do you? Ji-woo's eyes flashed. She looked at Jae-sung. Is this really what you want? Some nobody American over you? Yes. Jae-sung's voice was cold. McKenna is not a nobody. She's mine, and you're leaving, now. The air crackled with tension. Ji-woo's smile was poison. Fine, enjoy your little romance while it lasts. When Minji destroys you both, don't say I didn't warn you. She headed for the door, then paused. Oh, and Jae-sung? Minji knows about the flash drives, both of them. She's always 3 steps ahead. You should remember that. The door closed behind her. Silence crashed over them. I'm sorry, Jae-sung said quietly. I didn't know she'd... How long were you together? 3 years. It ended badly. He turned her to face him. But that was before I decided to destroy the family. Before me. Before you. His hands framed her face. Ji-woo was safe, convenient, someone who understood the family business, who didn't ask questions. His eyes held hers. You're nothing like her. You're real. You see me, not what I can give you, not the power or the name. She's beautiful. So are you. She's sophisticated, fits into your world. I don't want that world. I'm burning it down, remember? He pulled her closer. And I want you. Only you. Ji-woo could never make me feel what you... He stopped, searching for words. What you make me feel. Which is human, worthy, like maybe I deserve something good for once. His forehead touched hers. Like maybe all the darkness doesn't define me. Tears burned behind her eyes. Jae-sung, you're mine. McKenna Torres. Not Ji-woo. Not anyone else. Mine. His voice dropped, rough with possession. Say it. Yours. The word came out breathless. I'm yours. He kissed her like he was claiming her all over again, deep and consuming and desperate. When he finally pulled back, they were both breathing hard. I need you to know something, he said quietly. Whatever happens with Minji, with the family meeting tonight, I choose you, every time. You're what matters. We'll get through this. Together. Together. He kissed her forehead. Now let's see what secrets Malik died to give us. They settled on the couch with the laptop. McKenna opened Malik's drive, and numbers filled the screen. Bank accounts, wire transfers, shell companies. This is massive, she breathed. $50 million at least, maybe more. And Minji's name is everywhere. Jae-sung pointed to transactions. She's been brokering deals between the Yakuza and Korean politicians for years. This could destroy her. Destroy everything. If we use it right. His eyes met hers. We go public. Media, police, Interpol. Hit her from every direction so she can't run. When? Tonight, during her family meeting. His smile was sharp. While she's busy trying to turn them against me, we'll be destroying her empire. McKenna's phone buzzed. Unknown number. Her blood went cold reading the text. Cute scene with Ji-woo. Did you enjoy the jealousy? Good practice for what comes next. See you tonight, Miss Torres. Don't be late. She's been watching us, McKenna showed Jae-sung. She sent Ji-woo here to test me. His face went dark with fury. I'm going to kill her. No, we're going to outsmart her. McKenna stood, determination flooding her veins. She thinks I'm weak, jealous, easy to manipulate. She looked at him. Let's show her exactly how wrong she is. His smile was fierce, proud. That's my girl. They had 8 hours until the meeting, 8 hours to prepare for war, and McKenna had never been more ready. They had 12 hours before Minji's family meeting, 12 hours to prepare, to plan, to say everything that might be left unsaid if things went wrong. McKenna found Jae-sung on the balcony of the safe house, staring at Seoul's sprawling lights. He'd been quiet since Ji-woo left, turning inward in that way that made her chest ache. Hey, She slid her arms around his waist from behind. "Talk to me. I'm putting you in danger." His voice was rough. "Everything I touch turns to..." "Stop." She moved around to face him. "I chose this. I chose you. Stop trying to protect me by pushing me away. What if I can't protect you? What if Minji..." He couldn't finish. "Then we face it together." She took his face in her hands. "I'm not afraid of your sister. I'm afraid of losing you." His eyes closed. "McKenna, I love you." The words came easier now, more certain. "I'm in love with you, Jae-sung. Completely. Terrifyingly. And I need you to know that before tomorrow. Before we walk into whatever happens next." He opened his eyes, and what she saw there stole her breath. Devastation. Worship. Fear. "I don't deserve you," he whispered. "Too bad. You're stuck with me." She pulled him down, kissing him soft and deep. He made a sound low in his throat, something between relief and desperation, and pulled her closer. The kiss turned hungry, consuming, both of them pouring 6 months of longing and 3 days of fear into it. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, he lifted her easily. "Bedroom, now." "Very romantic," she teased, but her voice was breathless. "I'll be romantic later." His eyes were dark with promise. "Right now, I need..." He stopped at the bedroom door, looking at her with sudden vulnerability. "Are you sure? We don't have to..." "I'm sure." She kissed him again. "I want this. Want you. All of you." He carried her inside, kicking the door closed behind them. What happened next was tender and fierce and perfect, his hands learning every curve, her name on his lips like a prayer, the way he looked at her, like she was salvation and home and everything good he'd never believed he deserved. Afterwards, they lay tangled together, her head on his chest, his fingers tracing lazy patterns on her shoulder. "Tell me about New York," he said quietly. "Your family, your life before." "Why?" "Because I want to know everything. Every detail. Every memory." He kissed her hair. "I want to know what makes you laugh. What scared you as a child. What you dream about." So she told him. About growing up in the Bronx with too little money and too much love. About her abuela's strength and her mother's sacrifice. About Jaden's laugh and the way he called her his favorite aunt, even though she was his only aunt. "I want to meet them," Jae-sung said. "Your family. I want them to know..." He paused. "I want their blessing." Her heart stuttered. "Blessing for what?" "For this. For us." He shifted so he could look at her. "I know it's fast. I know we barely know each other outside of..." "6 months," she corrected. "We've known each other for 6 months. It just took you a while to talk back." His laugh was soft, genuine. "Fair point." He traced her cheekbone with his thumb. "Marry me." The world stopped. "What?" "Marry me, McKenna Torres." His eyes held hers, intense and certain. "Not now, not tomorrow, but someday, when this is over, when we're free. Marry me." Tears burned behind her eyes. "That's not a proposal, that's a promise." "It's both." He pulled her closer. "I'm promising you forever, however long that is, whatever it looks like. I'm yours. Yes." The word came out choked with emotion. Yes to someday. Yes to forever. Yes to you. He kissed her like she'd given him the world. They made love again. Slower this time, savoring each touch, each whispered word, storing up memories against whatever tomorrow might bring. Later, as dawn approached, McKenna woke to find Jae-sung already dressed, standing by the window. "Can't sleep?" she asked. "Didn't want to waste time sleeping when I could be watching you." He turned and his smile was soft. "You're beautiful when you sleep. Peaceful. Like nothing in the world can touch you." "Come back to bed." "Can't. We need to go soon." He crossed to her, sitting on the edge of the bed. "Chen just texted. Minji moved up the meeting. It's happening tonight at 8, not tomorrow." Dread pooled in McKenna's stomach. "Why?" "She knows we're planning something. She's forcing our hand." His jaw clenched. "We need to move now." "Okay." McKenna sat up, mind racing. "Then we stick to the plan. We go in together. We expose her in front of the family." No. His voice was firm. You're staying here. I'm going alone. Jae-sung, please. He took her hands. Please, McKenna. I can't focus if I'm worried about you. I can't. His voice cracked. I can't lose you. Not when I just found you. Not when we just... She saw it then. The terror beneath his control. The man who'd lost everyone trying desperately not to lose her, too. Okay, she whispered, but you take this. She handed him her phone, already configured with the upload protocols. 30 minutes. If I don't hear from you in 30 minutes, I upload everything. Police, media, everyone. Deal. He kissed her forehead, her cheeks, her lips. I love you. Whatever happens tonight, nothing's going to happen. You're going to expose her, and we're going to walk out of there together. She gripped his shirt. Promise me. Promise you'll come back. I promise. But his eyes held doubt. He left 20 minutes later, and McKenna sat alone in the safe house, watching the clock tick down. 29 minutes passed, then 30. No call, no text. Her hands shook as she reached for the laptop, ready to upload everything. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered, heart in her throat. Jae-sung? Not quite. Minji's voice was silk and poison. Your boyfriend is currently indisposed, unconscious but alive. For now. The world tilted. What did you do? Come to the estate, alone, in the next hour, or I'll kill him. Minji's voice hardened. And Miss Torres? Don't bother uploading that evidence. I've already taken care of your little insurance policy. See you soon. The line went dead. McKenna stared at the phone, mind screaming. Jae-sung was captured. Minji knew about the uploads. Their entire plan had fallen apart. She had 1 hour to save the man she loved, or lose him forever. She grabbed her jacket, the flash drives, and ran for the door. This wasn't over. It was just beginning. The Kwan family estate looked different at night, menacing. All shadows and sharp edges. McKenna's hands were steady on the steering wheel, but her heart hammered against her ribs. 1 hour. Minji had given her 1 hour to save Jae-sung. She'd made it in 45 minutes. The guard at the gate waved her through without question. Expected. Minji wanted her here. McKenna parked and stepped out, the flash drives heavy in her pocket. Her phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. Main house. Second floor study. Come alone or he dies. She walked through the front entrance. The house was empty. No family gathering, no witnesses. Just her and Minji and whatever trap waited upstairs. The study door was open. Jae-sung sat tied to a chair, blood trickling from his temple. His eyes widened when he saw her. McKenna, no, you shouldn't have. Shut up. Minji stepped from the shadows, gun in hand. How touching. The American pet comes to save her master. Let him go. McKenna's voice was steady. This is between us. Is it? Minji circled them like a predator. You're just collateral damage, Miss Torres. A weakness I can exploit. She pressed the gun to Jae-sung's head. The drives. Now. McKenna pulled them from her pocket. Let him go first. You're not in a position to negotiate. Neither are you. McKenna held up her phone. I've got a live stream running. Everything happening in this room is being broadcast to 3 different servers. You shoot him, the world watches you commit murder. Minji's smile faltered. You're bluffing. Try me. McKenna's finger hovered over the screen. 1 click and this goes viral. Your face, your crimes, everything. The silence stretched like a blade. Fine. Minji lowered the gun. Give me the drives, stop the stream, and you both walk out of here. McKenna, don't... Jae-sung started. Trust me, she said softly. She crossed to Minji, holding out the flash drives. Minji snatched them, examining them with greedy eyes. Smart girl, now stop the... McKenna's phone chimed, loud, distinctive. Minji's face went pale. What was that? Upload complete. McKenna smiled. Everything on those drives just went public. Police, media, Interpol. It's over, Minji. You... Minji raised the gun, but Jae-sung moved. He threw himself sideways, chair and all, knocking into Minji. The gun fired, wild, hitting the ceiling. McKenna lunged forward, tackling Minji to the ground. They struggled. Minji was stronger than she looked, vicious and desperate. The gun skittered across the floor. Jae-sung, still tied to the chair, threw his weight against it repeatedly until the wood splintered. He broke free, blood running down his arms from the rope burns. He grabbed the gun, pointed it at his sister. "Don't." His voice was raw. "Don't make me do this." Minji laughed, high and broken. "You won't shoot me. You're too weak, too good. That's why Father never—" Father was wrong. Jae-sung's hand was steady. "I'm not weak. I'm just not a monster like you." Sirens wailed in the distance, getting closer. "You've destroyed everything," Minji whispered. "Our family, our legacy." "No, you destroyed it. I'm just making sure everyone knows." He lowered the gun slightly. "It's over, Minji. Surrender." For a moment, McKenna thought she would, thought the rage would drain from her eyes and she'd accept defeat. Instead, Minji smiled. "If I'm going down, I'm taking her with me." She moved fast, faster than McKenna expected. A knife appeared from nowhere, slashing toward McKenna's throat. Jae-sung didn't hesitate. The gunshot was deafening. Minji crumpled, the knife clattering from her hand. She clutched her shoulder, blood seeping between her fingers. "You shot me," she gasped. "You actually—" For her? Yes. Jae-sung crossed to McKenna, hands framing her face. "Are you hurt?" "No, I'm okay." But she was shaking. "Is she—" "Shoulder wound. She'll live." He pulled McKenna close as police burst through the door. Everything happened fast after that. Paramedics, statements, Minji arrested and taken away, still cursing them both. Hours later, as dawn broke over Seoul, they finally walked out of the estate. "It's really over," McKenna whispered. "It's over." Jae-sung pulled her close. "You were incredible. Terrifying and incredible." "I learned from the best." She looked up at him. "What now?" "Now?" His smile was soft. "Now we live. We go to New York. You introduce me to your family. I grovel and beg your mother's approval. She's going to love you. And we figure out how to be normal people, without running, without hiding." He kissed her forehead. "Together. Together." She kissed him as the sun rose. "I love you. Sarange McKenna Torres." His eyes held forever. "My brave, brilliant woman, my future wife." "That's still not a proper proposal, you know. I'll work on it." He grinned. "Maybe in front of your mother. Ask her permission first. Do it right." "She'll cry." "Good. I want her to know how serious I am." He pulled her closer. "About you, about us, about building something real." They drove away from the estate, away from his past, toward their future. And for the first time in 6 months, McKenna felt like she could breathe. She was free. They were free. Together. 3 months later, the Bronx, New York. McKenna's mother's apartment smelled like sofrito and possibility. "Mommy, stop fussing." McKenna tried to help with dinner, but Carmen Torres shooed her away. "Your man is meeting the family. I'm allowed to fuss." Carmen stirred the pot, then looked at her daughter. "He's good to you?" "The best." "And he's serious? Not playing games?" "He's serious, Mommy. Very serious." As if summoned, Jae-sung appeared in the doorway, Jaden riding on his shoulders and giggling. "Aunt Kenna, Uncle Sung taught me Korean." "Did he?" McKenna grinned as Jae-sung set Jaden down. "Saranghae," Jaden announced proudly. "It means," Jae-sung started. "I know what it means." Carmen's eyes were sharp. "You love my daughter." "More than anything." Jae-sung met her gaze steadily. "Mrs. Torres, I know this is fast. I know you have every reason to worry. But I'm here to prove I'm worthy of her, however long that takes." Carmen studied him for a long moment. Then she smiled. "You already proved it by showing up, by following her here, by looking at her the way my husband looked at me." She pointed the wooden spoon at him. "But you hurt her? I don't care how many tattoos you have." "I understand completely." Jae-sung's smile was genuine. "And I promise, I'll spend every day earning the gift she's given me." "Good answer." Carmen turned back to her cooking. "Now set the table. Dinner in 10 minutes." Later, after the meal, after Jaden went to bed, Jae Sung and McKenna stood on the fire escape overlooking the Bronx. "Your mother is terrifying," he said. "She likes you. That's her approval face." "That was approval?" He laughed, pulling her close. "I was sure she was planning my murder." "Only if you break my heart." McKenna leaned into him. "Are you happy? Being here? Living normal?" "I'm with you. That's all that matters." He kissed her hair. "Though I do miss Seoul, sometimes. The food, the constant danger, the family drama, the view from Namsan Tower." He turned her to face him, "Which is why—" He dropped to one knee. McKenna's breath caught. Jae Sung, "I know I already asked. Sort of. In a terrible, not romantic way." He pulled out a ring. Simple, elegant, perfect. "But I want to do this properly, in front of your family, in the place you call home." His eyes held hers. "McKenna Torres, will you marry me? Will you let me spend the rest of my life proving I deserve you?" Tears streamed down her face. "Yes, yes, of course, yes." He slid the ring on, then stood, pulling her into a kiss that tasted like joy and promise and forever. Behind them, through the window, McKenna heard her mother's delighted squeal and Jaden's, "They're kissing." They broke apart, laughing. "Welcome to the family," McKenna said. "Best family I've ever had." He kissed her again, softer. "Thank you for saving me, for loving me, for giving me a reason to wake up." "Right back at you." She pulled him close. "Sarangae Kwan Jae Sung." "Sarangae, soon to be Mrs. Kwan." They stood together under the Bronx stars, two people who'd found each other in the darkness and chosen to build something beautiful in the light. And it was perfect. And that's their happily ever after. If this story gave you all the feels, please like and subscribe for more cross-cultural romance with high stakes and even higher chemistry. Comment below, Team Jae Sung or nah. See you next time.